see.
What?
Eep.
Everybody, and welcome to Retro Repair Roundup, episode whatever this is, 60 or some garbage, I don't know. So we're doing the thing. I apologize in advance to everybody if my video in particular looks choppy and weird. Apparently my computer is backing up and it's making my internet slow. So that said,
it's okay. You look like any of the people in an AHA video, so you're fine.
On me, pipe wrench fight. Okay, so let's say hi to everybody who we got in the chat. We got Thomas Armstrong, Francois Revel, Dave's Vintage Apple Tech, Eric's Edge, CDI, Rudy. Who's this Rudy guy?
What the hell?
Trina?
You're
in the chat. You're in the video. Stop it. Jack68K, Jeremy's Vintage Hillbilly Shack, and I'm sure there are other people that I have forgotten. Jamie's Hack Shack. Yes, so thank you all for stopping by tonight and watching our silly little stream. Remember to hit the like button and lasso the like button. That's the thing. Lasso the like button.
Yeah. I mean,
I've forgotten our shtick. Oops. Okay, so tonight
it's those vitamins you were taking before the stream.
What?
The vitamins you took before the stream. You wiped
your
mind.
I don't know what that vitamin is. So our wonderful guest tonight is one of the founders of this podcast.
Whatever this is.
Whatever this is. Yeah.
Rudy's Retro Intel. Hi, Rudy.
Hello, everybody.
Hey, Rudy.
How y'all doing?
He finally joined us.
What's up?
You have been gone for a very, very long time.
Yes.
And I am going to give you exactly one opportunity to explain yourself because that is unacceptable. So,
and by the way, there is no explanations that we will accept.
We had to replace you with Trina.
Ugh.
That's why I came back.
Just for that, we'll never forget.
No. Well, I had to stock up on Corona. No. Life has been really busy with work. Work is just crazy. It's a lot of good stuff, but our company is growing so fast, and all our stuff is in the cloud, and everyone's heard about this whole CrowdStrike stuff, and there's constantly system upgrades that are happening, and so because we do a lot of stuff with investments and stocks and so on. So there's constantly changing, constantly making the website better and working on all that interesting stuff. But it means a lot of work on the back end. And so there's a lot of weekends, a lot of nights. And, it's in one way, it's a blessing because I'm making more money. But one way it's a curse because I can't do a lot of other stuff. Like I just worked today again. But, what are you going to do? And I don't mind because, I'm retiring the next couple of years. So then I'll be doing my YouTube thing full time, and then I'll be hopefully I'll be back on the channel full time and any other.
I don't know. We haven't taken a vote yet to see if you're allowed on full time, so it remains to be seen.
All right, we'll see.
So are we gonna have like the whatever they did on that show,
Survivor?
Yes. Mm-hmm. And it's gonna come down to Rudy and me. Like, which one is gonna be leaving the island here?
Yep. We didn't want to tell you, but yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh well.
That's what we're doing.
So I've been initially started working a lot of extra time because my wife finished her contract work and she's been having a hard time finding work, but things are changing around with that too. So, you know, the extra money is great, but it takes away time, and unfortunately, this is the way life is right now. But I'm not complaining. It's a lot of work. I'm losing on things like this, but on other things I'm gaining. So
at least you don't have any hair to lose.
I know. Goodness.
So Rudy, do you need somebody that's in Toronto to do like remote support?
Do I do
40
remote?
hours a week, 5 days a week. That's all I'm saying.
Are you asking me or are you telling me?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, then
She's bad at this, Rudy. She's bad at this. So
she hasn't interviewed.
I do not understand the word coming out of your mouth.
Word making is tough.
Yeah, I do a lot of remote work. We have to in IT. I mean, if there's a problem in the middle of the night, we had that CrowdStrike issue happen at 1:30 in the morning.
Wow.
People on my team were up at that time and doing, all kinds of trying to, get things going again. So, yeah, in today's world, if you don't have the ability to work remotely, you're going to have a lot of trouble in IT because, things happen at night. That's when things break.
They sure do. But CEOs still say you need to come into the office because if you can stay at home, then where's the value in being the CEO, right? That's supposed to be part of their job is never being around, right?
Yeah.
So it cheapens.
I've been actually very blessed with the company. I've been there 19 years now, and we take care of my mom. She's 88 years old.
Yeah.
And so I worked out with the company that I can come in the office once a month. So I'm pretty much remote, but I'm like available 7/24. Our team has an on-call rotation that we do.
It's so weird to hear people outside the US say that because we say 24/7.
And what I say?
7/24.
Well,
because you put the day and then the month and then the year. Sorry.
Yeah,
it's an aluminum and aluminium thing.
Yes, I love that. So I'm not knocking.
So, anyways, my work has been fantastic. They've been super supportive with the stuff we're dealing with. My mom, like I said, she's 88. She's having a lot of issues, especially short-term memory, a lot of repeating things. This weekend she had problems even walking. So my wife and I are spending a lot of time taking care of her, my sister, etc. But so, working from home has been fantastic. We can, help give her the care that she needs. I don't want to put her in a home. And, she doesn't want to go home, and I don't blame her. So it's like, like I would say, family first, everything else second. So,
yeah.
So they've been great with me, but I've been, doing my best to be good with them. So that's the problem. I spend a lot of hours doing stuff and eats up into my Sunday nights, Monday nights, Tuesday nights, Wednesday nights, Saturday nights. So that's it. That's more than a minute. So
no, it's that's good. That's a good reason because as somebody had to stay home with their parent, it's tough, and it's really nice to have that flexibility because I mean that sort of 24-hour care is just like unavoidable.
Exactly. And like I said, my work has been really good. It's not because I've been there for so many years, but they have a very big work ethic in the sense that your family, whatever you have to do for your family, go do it. Like we have people or guys on the team that say, I gotta leave at 2:30 this afternoon. I have to take my dad to a dentist appointment. They say, sure, no problem. We have coverage. Go.
Yeah.
And they don't sit there and dock you. Okay, you took off half an hour extra for lunch, so we're gonna dock. Like, no, they're like, we're really good this way. So I'm very happy where I'm working, and I'm not complaining about. It sounds like I'm complaining, but I'm not really complaining about.
Well, we're complaining about you not being here.
Well, you're complaining, but I'll send you a case. I'll send you a case.
Okay, no complaints now.
Case of empty bottles. Great, thanks.
Yeah, perfect.
So between this random thing that just popped up, you holding up that beer. So does that make you, Rudy, Buford T. Justice, and Javier is the bandit, since he has the mustache? Like, which one of you is which?
Well, I didn't see any Coors because that was the whole thing. They had to get Coors across the Mississippi,
yes,
and down into.
Well, it's about carrying it across international lines now.
Oh
right?
yeah, I got it. Yeah,
So
I get it.
Yeah.
They're gonna say it can't.
I was just trying to get Rudy to say, "You some bitch."
Yeah,
Anyway.
it's on cable, so it's
You some bitch.
it's like some bum.
You
Some
gold
bum.
darn some bum.
Some
Anyway.
bum.
You come back now, you hear?
I do want to point out, Rudy, that although you have been away from a lot of your online presence, you haven't been idle. You have still been making videos and working on projects. So why don't you bring everybody up to speed on some of the stuff?
Please.
Yeah.
Okay. Videos are kind of slowing down a little bit, in the summer, plus finding new stuff to do videos on. It's in one way I'm jealous of our American friends because you have access to so many things in the vintage retro world that we have it here in Canada too, but it's so expensive. Like if I have to get, I'm looking for a 2+ motherboard. If I have to get that from the US, I got to pay for shipping, and then there's duty, and then there's our government, other taxes and whatever. So it's kind of a pain, but so I've been kind of, slowing down the videos a bit. However, they'll be coming up. I haven't been idle, so what I'm going to do quickly show you a couple of things. First thing is, I don't know if you're aware of, but I have a NABU diagnostics manual on my GitHub page. This is a black and white copy of it. I've been working on it for quite some time, so I have that. But based on that, I thought I would make some more manuals. So I have made one for the Commodore 64.
Cool.
It's the same kind of thing where you have all
Nice.
documentation. And it's basically like a spreadsheet with all the information of, symptoms and fixes. So I made that one for the 64. I have one for the Commodore.
Is there a page in the one for the 64 that's just burnt, and it's because it's at the top, the header just says runaway power supply voltages? It's just like a charred little edge of the paper.
That's actually what I should do on the front of it is I should put a picture, I should take the Commodore 64 and put a little power supply that's on fire on the side.
Yeah, totally.
But Ron is 100% right. There's so many dead machines because the power supplies are just garbage. So
yeah, people go and they buy them at a yard sale and yeah.
Yep. And I made one for the Apple II Plus and the 2.
Oh, cool.
Beautiful.
Cool.
Wow.
So Rudy, you'll be presenting these at K-Fest next year, right? Even remotely? You do them on the remote?
I would love to.
All right.
I would love to.
I have no control over it, but we'll put you down.
Okay.
Are you not part of the committee, Ron?
No, I am in charge. I am on the adjunct PPE committee, where if you need like some masks or hand sanitizer or rubber gloves or something like that, you just put in a requisition, and in 6 to 8 weeks we'll get back to you.
Ron has all the contacts because he knows everybody.
Yeah, he knows that.
Everybody. So that's the thing I've been putting together, and that's done. It's on my GitHub page. So
that's awesome,
if
man.
you're interested in doing those kind of repairs, they're there.
Now, somebody's so busy. You've been really busy.
Well, I've been doing side projects, right? Yeah. A while ago back, I built this little monitoring board for the NABU computer. So you plug it in, and it gives you information about what's going on your statuses, and you can measure your voltages here, and then it gives some information regarding the statuses of the address line, the data lines, and some of the system.
Der blinking lights, love it.
Sorry, Ron.
Der blinking lights.
They're blinking lighty thingies. Yes.
Yep.
So, based on that, I thought, well, this is kind of neat, and I'm going to build one for the Apple. So I built one for the 2E.
Nice.
I don't know if it's coming across, but Joe, if you have that little video.
Yes, I have a little video that I can show you all.
It's a very short video. It's a closer look of this board.
Does it have the Knight Rider theme song playing underneath it?
Look at that.
So
it almost looks like the panel in the
play it again, Joe.
What? Play it again?
Play it again, Sham.
right here.
Play it
One more
again.
time.
Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Oh, sorry.
Based on all the facial hair in this video, it's everybody is Garth Knight.
So, so the board basically it plugs into a riser card.
Wow.
So there's a card here,
Mhm.
and it's a riser card. And the cool thing with this is that you plug the cable in for your board. But if you have another card, let's say you want to diagnose a card, in this case it's the grappler card, you can just plug the card into the top of this one.
Oh wow!
It sticks out of the case, and you can then take readings on either side with your probe or
What?
multimeter or whatever.
That's really great.
I
And
love it.
so
That's crazy.
so that is that part, and then you
Rudy's ahead of the game.
See, now you know why this a podcast was originally called Retro Repair Roundup, because Rudy wanted to talk about fixing computers,
Yeah.
and now he's showing it. This is Rudy's thing.
so
Yeah.
and so this board, this is when this board came. So these are the LEDs are the data address lines, and then some control lines that are all this stuff is coming off the port, the slot on your 2E. Now I believe this will work on a 2 Plus, and I'm not sure, Joe, but is the slot on the 3 the same as a 2E or not?
He said slot.
For the most part, yes. There are a couple pins that have have a slightly changed definition, but you can put a 2 board into a 3 socket, and you're not
Okay.
going to blow anything up.
Okay. And so with this board, I was showing this off to talking to about it with Will from KMAC.
Mhm.
And on my original board, I had this real quick here. This is my original board, and it had spots here. You can actually measure your voltages with your voltmeters. You put your voltmeter on and you can measure it. He said, "Why don't you put little meters on here?" So what I did is I put that, so you have your +5, -5, +12, minus 12,
Yeah.
plus 12
Mm.
displayed on there. And you also have these little points that if you actually want to take your multimeter and put it on there,
Oh,
you
nice.
can do it. And the
Yeah.
other thing is that with the LEDs, you can actually hook up. There's I don't know if it's going to come through very good or not, but there are
Oh, they're test pads.
there's little pads. If you want, you can then take your oscilloscope and put it on there to actually see the signal on your scope.
Yeah.
So it's a
I
neat
love
little.
that.
It's a neat
really
little
great.
board for doing repairs.
So I do have a question about that board.
Yeah.
Where do I put in the date, time that I want to go back to, or ahead to in my? Because it reminds me of the panel from the DeLorean. That's all I can think of.
Well, that's another add-on board, which is going to cost an extra $300.
Yeah.
Oh,
Plus, you got to
okay, well-
provide your own plutonium.
That's right. So talk to your local terrorists and go from there.
Rudy, that's really great. It's kind of like a post probe for
so
like L2 machine.
that's project. So this one is basically done. I have to change the silk screen on the values here. They're too low. I got to move them up a bit because you can't really see them with the. I mean, if you look at it like this, you can see it, but if it's flat, you don't really see it, right?
Mhm.
And then all you got to do with this is just put on some rubber feet on the back.
Yeah.
So that it's flat. It's not
Right.
shorting anything out.
That's great.
I have a suggestion.
Yeah.
Yes.
Please
Put
add
holes
mounting.
in 4 corners, and then someone could 3D print a thing that snaps onto it, and it completely insulates the back of it.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. Please
Yeah,
please
that's a good
add
idea.
please add mounting holes. That would be great.
Yeah. Now we can actually mount it to your wall.
I have never shorted a circuit board on my bench today, ever.
Mount
It's
it to the
never
inside
happened
of the lid.
5 minutes
of
ago.
your
It's fine.
2E.
Yes.
And the lid, have it like sitting like.
Yep.
like that. Anyways,
And then
So
it falls
that-
into the
that
case
project-
and it explodes.
that project is wrapping up. What I'm hoping to do with that is to offer it as a kit. So it's basically it's very simple. It's just LEDs. There's a couple of resistor networks. These meters and then the connector. Now the cool thing with the meters, what I've done is let me see if I have one handy here. Hold on. Sorry, this will take a lot of time. The meters come like this, And on the back, they have these pins. I don't know if it's showing up.
Yeah.
Yep.
So what I did is I've taken the board and I made holes that line up.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what you
Yeah.
do is
You
that
just unsolder and
you pop them in and then you just go on the back and you just solder them.
Mhm.
Now there's no connections to those solder points, but it's not for anything. It's just to hold it in place. So now it doesn't fall out and you don't need any glue.
Yeah. I
Wow.
love it. Yep.
The more difficult part though is the cable. You'll have to, you have to make, this cable, the 50 pin.
It's a 50-pin cable, right?
Mhm.
Right.
So it's a SCSI cable that we all have
Yeah.
laying around.
Yeah.
And then this part here is the actual like.
Yeah, the slot. Yeah.
I don't
that's
have-
a slot. He said slot.
I don't have a 50-pin
I have
cable.
no idea where you would
Well,
get 50.
yeah, you got problems.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
So
yeah.
I think this as a kit. I mean, I don't know how many people would be interested in buying it because unless you're doing repairs or just on something fun on your desk. But
This is going to be the new hotness at K-Fest next year.
I hope so. But if you sell it, I think as a kit,
Mhm.
it'd be great because it's just you can practice your soldering.
Yeah.
And then if you don't know how to solder, then you should be fixing a 2E, right?
Okay. So, Rudy,
Yes.
Solderfest
Solder
next
fest,
year
Yep.
at K-Fest
right?
would be a perfect time to put together a kit like that.
Yeah.
That would be really
Yeah,
cool.
exactly.
It's pretty simple. Like I said, the only difficult part in this
all
whole
three
thing,
hole. Yeah.
it's all through hole. The only difficult part is you have to make sure you put the LEDs in the correct orientation. It won't
yeah.
work.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But it's pretty simple enough. So
Yeah.
and even this connector, the edge connector, it's a simple. It's just 2 rows.
Yeah.
Right angle.
But to
50.
solder that up, this would be a great kit to learn how to solder, and then you can actually use it for.
You heard that, Trina?
Well, I'm always open to channel donations.
Well, we heard that someone trying to donate an air conditioning unit.
I know. She said no. It's because she grew up Amish.
Yeah.
She just can't shake it.
Yeah.
So, what's the price
Nobody
point?
tell her how the computers works. Anyway,
What's the price point on these,
So
Rudy?
I have one more project that I'm working on. Joe, if you have that picture, did I sent you? Yeah.
I'm switching. There we go.
Okay, so this is a board. I call it the Mac SC30 Peaker.
Yeah.
And what it is, it's basically this kind of board
Mhm.
for the SC30.
Oh, that's neat.
So what it shows is I don't know if you can zoom in, Joe, but the top has the meter, has the meters for the voltages, right?
Yeah.
Just like on this board here.
Yeah.
The next, it's got the CPU clock, the 16 megahertz clock, and ground for if you want to hook up your probe. The next 2 or 4 rows there are the data lines and address lines, all of them. Okay, and then if you scroll down a bit, Joe. And then the rest are the actual signals that you find on the SC30. For example, the reset. You find the IRQs 1, 2, 3. There's the power off, the bus lock, a halt, read write, etc., etc., etc. On this one, I put a slash in front of each one that is that represents it's active when it's active
Low.
high.
Mhm.
So when the LED
Slash
is
is
on,
active low.
sorry, active low. You're right, active low. So when the LED is on, that means it's not active. If the LED is off, then it's active. Now, in this case, with this board, it will sit before we get there. All these parts are surface mounted. So the LEDs, the resistors, it's all surface mount except for the meters, obviously. And then the connector, the board, the way the board sits is this sits on top of the PDS slot.
Yeah.
So on the bottom of the board, you put some rubber
That
feet.
part right there.
Yeah. So basically, put some rubber feet. So when you're plugging it into your SE, it's not going to wobble and so on and so forth. So you just
Little
on the 2 corners,
right
yeah, exactly.
there and a little one right there. Yep.
And then it would just plug in, and then you turn it on, and then you'd get all the signals on that. And
cool.
I want to give a big shout out to again Will from he's been really supportive and helped me with this project. So this is right now I'm at the point where I'm just in about a week I'll be getting boards created, and then we'll go from there. And then Phil and I are going to be seeing what we can do to hook me up with an ST30 because I don't have one.
Oh,
So I have no way to test it until I get something. But from my research and finding all the pins and all that stuff and making other boards, I think it should work. But again, you have to test it, right? The only problem with this board, it's a 4-layer board because there's so many contacts on that slot. That was the only way. So that's the new thing coming out. Hopefully sooner than later. And then anybody who has an SC30 will be able to
So
sorry,
is that
Joe?
connector correct? Isn't it a 96 pin connector?
It's 340 pins. Three rows of 40.
An SC30? Okay. I'll take
I
your
could be
word.
wrong. If you double check.
Let me get an SC30 board and stare at it real quick while you continue to speak.
And that's it. So this is basically the continuation of this kind of idea with for the Mac. And then if this works out right and works well, then I'll be making some for other Macs.
That's cool.
When are you coming out with a PC version?
Yeah, I don't have one.
There are repeating versions out there. Well, kind of.
nobody wants PCs.
That's right. We're Apples. Apple do forever. So
It's 120 pins, Joe.
is it 120 pins?
Yeah.
All right.
So I'll have to make a design change. So, like I said, it's still
Hey, working.
If 120 is correct, I mean, you've got it. You've got 120 there. I thought it was a 96 pin connector. I may be confusing it with the earlier LC connector.
Ryan has said that he might have an extra, I'm assuming SE, coming soon to send your way.
Oh, that'd be fantastic. Yes. That'd be great. Something,
And you're in the same country, so it only costs $5 to ship it.
right.
No. The other
That's
day,
right. He's in Newfoundland, so it takes an extra $400 plus
To get it off the
extra
island.
shipping because they have to put it on a boat.
And then the boat goes around the Arctic and then back to Vancouver, and then they get shipped.
Yeah.
by rail.
I thought it was polar bear we used.
No, not anymore because they know
okay.
that
Yeah.
that's not very environmentally friendly. But that's what I've been working on. I've been working on some little projects like that. I'm really excited about the one for the 2E. This should work on the 2 Plus
Wow.
and the 2E, so that that's cool.
That's
But
sweet.
the one for the SE30, it's a really, I think, be a lot of fun project to work on to kind of get. I mean, I don't develop software. I don't have a lot of knowledge about the Mac, but at least something I can give back to the Mac community. Say, hey, look, here's something that you can use to help troubleshoot your boards.
My computer's doing weird things. Here. There you go. What is going on with my computer? It's doing. There you go. There's your rocket penguins.
Rocket penguins.
There you go.
Yep. Cool. So I am super stoked to hear about those things, Rudy, and like super enthused as well that you are still maintaining some sort of presence and work and process in the retro community, despite having too much work to do. So
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm trying, and I really like everybody in the community is so wonderful, so cool, so helpful. I mean, it's just I wish I lived close to everybody so I could just have a beer and say hi to everybody. But even though with the miles apart, even with my friends that are in the UK, like everyone is in the retro community is such an awesome group, and regardless of which platform you love,
Yep.
everyone's really good. And then you have all these great festivals in the US, the VCFs and the K-Fests and all that stuff. So it's a lot of fun, a lot of great things. And I figured, if I can make something to give back, why not? and I have some other boards I've built. I have that adapter that goes for the K Pro, for example, that you can get, your vertical sync, horizontal sync, and your video, and you can plug it into your RGB HDMI adapter and stuff. And I'll be converting those to run on Surface Mount. But, these are just little things I'm trying to get done on the side that when I have a few minutes, I like it because it's different than, working on computers for work, right? That's why, doing stuff outside, washing the car or doing whatever, cutting the grass, I kind of enjoy it because you're getting away from just being on the keyboard and working all the time, right? Yeah. And this is also great for your soul to talk to people and share ideas and have fun and yeah.
And Curtis, Rudy is just located down the road from you. He's here in Canada.
Yeah, I'm in a place called Wasaga Beach, an hour and a half north of Toronto, 150 miles.
Middle of nowhere, Ontario.
And what?
I said middle of nowhere, Ontario.
As far as you are from Trina, the better.
Says the man who's as far south from Trina as he can get without leaving the United States.
I live in the lowest part. I'm in the low.
Like a low rider.
Yes.
So that's it for me.
Awesome. I mean, that's only a couple hours drive, isn't it, Curtis?
Yeah.
Cool.
So we've heard from our friend Rudy. So let's talk to our friend Javier. What's been going on in your world, buddy?
Oh my God, guys!
You've been busy.
You've
been busy, sir.
So, I am a victim of my own success. So, a few weeks ago, I devised a little thing to connect to the Apple IIc. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to do something. And somebody commented, hey, why don't you put more flair into it? So I did it. And I came out with this little thing, this little device.
Yeah.
And it has a little... there's other people that have done this before. It was invented by a person in Canada. In France. And I put it together, and then I added this little voltage meter. And as you can see it, it's working over here.
I don't think you've really said what it is, though. It's just like, here, look at this thing, and I made it.
No, Joe, just don't stop him because it's a thing, and that's all people need to know. It's a thing, and it's new,
Joe.
It's like a hat for Malibu Stacy. You have to have it.
Yeah. Just buy it. Don't ask questions. Just buy it.
It's a thingamaboob.
Yeah, that's it.
It puts 12 volts to ground for you. You don't have to have Javier do it.
But
yes.
Then you will have to pay your royalties. Remember, any ground royalties.
They already bought the thing. They already paid their royalty.
Yeah.
I owed Javier a bunch of money recently when I dropped.
You should, yeah.
-12 to +12, +12 to -12, and 2 lines of +5 volts directly to ground. Just like the board it phased out of existence in our realm. And then all that was left was an invoice from 8-Bit Tees.
Philadelphia project. Yeah.
So anyway, this is an adapter, so you can use your Apple IIc with a 12 USB-C connector power supply. The ones that come with the Apple MacBook and this kind of power supplies, or you can get a cheaper power supply that has a USB-C connector. So just let you know, USB-C power supply has to be 15 or 16 volts, and it will feed your Apple IIc. This is a connector for the Apple IIc. And then when you connect it over there, not only will feed it and you will be able to play with it, but it will tell you what's the voltage.
So Javier, this 15, 16 volts, this is like the same for like a MacBook or something like that?
Yes.
Okay.
So that's the thing. So it's just a nifty thing, and it's just adding a cool thing to a normal kind of boring project. You just make it nice. And also I added the thing that says Apple IIc on the side, and a little Apple logo in the back next to the connector.
Mhm.
another Apple IIc over here. So it looks more, it looks like the Apple IIc, like
I
it
love
belongs.
I absolutely love that. That is a thing that is sorely needed because so many times these machines are missing the power supply
Mhm.
or it's failed or
Yeah.
something like that. Yeah.
And it's
And
kind of cheap.
and
Uh-huh.
Javier, where can people buy it?
Oh, thank you for asking, Trina. So if you go to 8BTs,
Mhm.
oh, where is it here?
That's what
Go to 8BTs, and it's kind of it's a good price. I think it's $22. I'm fixing my thing, so yeah, there you go. Well, okay, $22. I'm putting 27 right now because I have to fix my shipping plugin that it's not working well, so I have to add it by hand the shipping cost. But I'm having more troubles, guys, because there's people asking me from Australia or France are telling me, yeah, I'll buy it, and then I'm like, oops, I need
He
to
has
before.
negative 38 left.
Yes.
Negative 38.
So again, guys, I've been the victim of my own
He had
success.
negative 30 earlier today.
Unfortunately, I was naive and I say, well, I'm gonna sell like 4 or 5 of these. So I
Mhm.
just did, a couple of them. I had a bunch of a few of these connectors, and
Mhm.
this connector, the DIN 7, it's kind of difficult to get. Not difficult, but you get it in bunches, in bundles, and it's a pain. Anyway, so I say, well, I'm just gonna make a few, and people are gonna buy me 1 or 2, and then all of a sudden, like everybody wants them, and then I want 2 of them, and oh my god! So I have to order in an emergency a lot of components, and I've been printing like crazy
Mhm.
these things. So I love it. Oh, thank you, God.
Oh, we should get Joe. We should get the guy that bought the 20 blue scuzzies from you to go buy 20 of them.
Yeah, there you go. Yes.
Compound the
Because
problem.
I'm not crazy already making these
Right.
little things and ordering, and hoping that they arrive. Oh, and then I sent some DIN 7 and they sent me DIN 6. So I have to take back a
Oh
bunch of them.
no.
And I was like, oh God. So anyway, I have some growing pains. The same thing with the mouse. I've been working with the mouse, and the last batch that I had, I think there's an issue with them. So I sent them back for this guy to check it.
Mm.
So that's another thing that I've been a little bit yeah.
So you had mentioned today on Dave's stream about
Yep.
having a different site for
No,
actual compute.
what I'm
No,
doing,
okay.
I'm rebranding, and thank you for letting me know. Hold on to your horses. I'm sorry I wasn't prepared for that, but I'm rebranding. Not rebranding, but I'm gonna have 8bitstuff.com. And right now, if you type 8bitstuff.com, it will take you to 8bits. So I just
Okay.
wanted to separate the t-shirt store from
Yeah.
the 3D printing store.
Right.
Makes
Right.
sense.
And this is going to be in the future. I'm going to separate it more, but right now everything is together. But it doesn't make sense too much to go to a t-shirt store to buy 3D things. So that's why I'm trying to separate it right now. So,
Hmm.
but yeah, I'm trying to do that. And also, as you can see, I got more floppy emulators done ready. Another thing that I wanted to tell you guys is Undead. You guys should go to the Kickstarter. Look at this beauty. And yes, I have one not only because I'm on the Kickstarter, but also I designed the box for them.
Yeah.
And some
I
of the
like it.
art.
Looks kind of like a Super Nintendo box. Or I'm
Yeah,
sorry, like a
very
Super
cool.
Nintendo or Nintendo 64 box.
Yeah.
So I help
What
it.
what is that for?
It's
a
a
game.
game for the Apple II. I'm
Okay.
running
Okay.
over here. Yeah, Undead. So I recommend you guys if you can go to the Kickstarter to help a little bit because they are awesome people. They do a lot of games like Angry Birds and all that. So yeah, it's an amazing game. And right now they got a Kickstarter right now. So yep,
Love it.
for of course the game with box and everything. So it comes with goodies. So that's been most of the things that I've been working on. Helping some people, doing my things, and going crazier than I normally are. Exactly. Yeah. So back to you guys.
Neat.
Thank you, Javier.
Thank you.
Ron.
Oh, hey.
What's going on?
Actually, I just got everything kind of all lined up. So if you give me a second, I'll share, present, as it were.
Please do.
Um, let's see, entire screen. Sure, why not? Okay. Actually, some neat stuff happened since the last time we were together. Namely, that I hit 4K subscribers over on the YubTubs. Actually,
Congratulations.
I can make this look better. Hold on one second. I'll share a window instead of sharing the goofy whole monitor. Let's see. Yep. Okay. I think, and then I can kind of make it wider, and yeah, that's pretty good. Okay. So yeah, I got 4K subs, which is really great. Thank you to everybody who's subscribed and put up with me and watched all the stuff. But the bigger thing that happened just the other day is I hit 1.2 million views on the channel, which was I'm not saying that shorts turn amazing numbers, but shorts turn amazing numbers. So anybody that tells you that shorts is bad just isn't leveraging it correctly. So thank you to everybody who has hung out and watched all my funny stuff. If you check it out, I've actually got a cool new playlist that's got some fun stuff from Kansas Fest. Actually, I didn't mean to click it like that. It's like my first time using a computer, y'all.
Yes.
But yeah, basically you can go through. I've got a bunch of videos from K-Fest this time covering a bunch of different topics and some nice interviews with first-time attendees. So if you've never been to K-Fest before, you might go check that out and just see what fun things that people have to say. But probably the biggest thing Joe and I have been working on as a project recently that's something that you can just go and pick up in the store is the Pico Micromac, which if you haven't heard about that, is there's a new emulator for the Raspberry Pi Pico that basically just lets you emulate a Macintosh 128K. There are some hardware limitations just because the Pico, you really only have like access to like a very limited amount of RAM. You've got very limited storage, things like that. But that's kind of great because that's very much like the Mac 128. So over there in Joe's store, there's two different things you can pick up. One of which is just basically the adapter, which allows you to just plug a VGA connection. You can plug some power in, and away you go. You can reflash it. Now it's a Mac 128. As it sits right now, the emulator, which is called UMac, is kind of in the early days. So there's currently no sound, and the store there's no permanent or storage that lasts beyond a reboot. So it's kind of any kind of changes you make are ephemeral, but so is life. So it's kind of neat. It's pretty fun. I didn't recognize that this was going to be as popular as it is, but Joe's really helped me kind of make sure that some of these things are in stock. And so we restocked everything, and then now there's exactly one in stock. So if this is something that you might be interested in checking out, you should definitely go over there and pick one up. They're pretty inexpensive. It's $10. You got a bunch of Picos laying around. Solder one on, reflash it. Takes just a second. Eric Helgeson from the Blue Scuzzy Project actually set up a web page that will go through and compile the pretty cool, Rudy. We'll go through and compile your floppy disk. So if you want to set up something where it's like, oh, I want to play these games and it all runs under System 3.2. My gosh, you use your favorite emulator or use a real Mac to go through, make your diskette, feed that disk image into the website. It'll convert it into a flashable file. You flash it like you would with any Pico, and away you go. It's just ready to go. It's kind of a fun thing. I did want to say that if you see things out here in the store, there's actually a thing that Joe is going to do this coming Wednesday night that we'll probably talk about more of those items. But I won't say the whole thing about it because I'll leave that up to Joe to talk about. The other thing I wanted to talk about is I did throw out some new things in my store where there's a couple new designs and stuff based on funny things that happened at K-Fest and all of that. So there is a shirt that I like, which is Woz and Steve Are Friends, very much in the style of everyone's favorite children's book. So there are also based on some stories and stuff at K-Fest, there was kind of a little bit of a fight between the Apple II and the Macintosh teams. And so the Macintosh teams had made like these shirts that had a little license plate that said, like Open Mac, like right around the time the Mac 2 was coming out. And it had, the kind of the date around when they were going to release their hardware. And the Apple teams, or the Apple II team snuck in and made their own shirts with like a date that that preceded them by nearly a decade in terms of like open hardware. And then I don't know, there's just some other little funny things out there. If that's something that interests you, you can find out about everything that I'm doing over at ronscompvids.com.
Yay!
So thank you.
Cool.
Oh, Ron, by the way, your adapter board for the 128 emulator, this board here. I believe this board will also work if you're interested in using your Pico to build a BBC Micro. And there's other computers out there, so you can actually use your Pi with Ron's cool adapter here. Then you can, you can use the Mac, you can do BBC Micro, you can do other computers, everything that works on the Pico. I think this is really cool, and so. Yeah, I'm looking forward to spend more time and playing with this thing, but really cool idea and fantastic price. I mean, you can't beat it.
Yeah, it's covering costs, and then because it's there's not a lot of components on the board. It's so cheap, or it's so expensive to get things shipped here from China. So that's where a lot of your costs end up coming back out of this.
Easily half of the cost is just the shipping. So
yeah, it's like parts like this and this connector and so on. Yeah, but I was so excited. But when I got mine, it was packaged from, I think, K-Fest.
Yeah,
someone's dirty sock in a bar soap.
Oh no!
So
total Joe move. Total Joe move.
Yeah, Joe.
I wondered where that went.
I actually wanted to say Rudy has the kind of the 1.0 design. There's the version that's out on the website now is the 2.0. Which gives you a little bit more room to solder things on. And like Rudy was saying, there's a BBC Micro project that it works with. There's a couple of other projects, like there's a terminal emulator project for the Pico now that can use this, and that'll be your video out. But the thing that kind of redesigning the board a little bit allows you to do this. You can get a female header, and the spacing of everything is set up in such a way that now it's like just a little stick of gum. Nice. And it kind of keeps it all small. I mean, there's nothing stopping anybody from kind of mounting it kind of the way that things were kind of in the beginning. And that does give you a little more room if you're going to 3D print something, you want to put a weight underneath it. But if you're looking to make something that's just very, very small, you could print like a very small case. I'm working with Gut Bomb to make some nice little cases for these two. So, but yeah.
Very cool.
It's awesome. It was half of my orders this week.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
Nice.
And there's like another 80 more that are coming in. Dude, hopefully shortly.
You did the first 25 or so, and those left at K-Fest immediately. And you're like, here's 25 more, and those disappeared too. They're just gone.
Yeah, I had no idea that it was going to be anybody was going to be interested in it. I thought it was a neat thing. I saw it out on Tom's Hardware that they did a quick little story about it, and then it got picked up by Adafruit, and it got picked up by, well, I made the adapter, and then it got picked up by Adafruit and some other places. But yeah, no, absolutely. A Gut Bomb, a very, very talented guy with 3D modeling. So very, very proud to call him a friend. I'm very proud to be able to have him work with me on some of these projects.
Yes.
Very cool.
Trina.
Well, now you've just hit the bottom of the barrel, because after sitting here
I haven't gone yet, so we're not at the bottom yet.
Well, I mean, I'm looking at what he's doing, and I'm like, I bought a universal power supply. Like I'm just banging my head against the box. I don't know. I haven't really done much.
That's why you're at the bottom.
Yeah, exactly. especially this past week because it's been stupidly hot and muggy. We're supposed to get some cooler temperatures. So
I thought you went and gave a talk at like the makerspace and such.
Yeah.
I did do that.
Well, don't undersell it because I want to hear about it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
I-
I've heard about it like 7 or 8 times. It's fine. I'm up to speed, but our
Okay.
friends haven't heard it.
Oh, okay. So, I've been doing a series of computer maintenance, for both, and trying to make sure because a lot of them, um, don't have desktops. They just have laptops. So I'm trying to make sure that you should do this for your laptop as well as your desktop. Like I'm trying to be, but this past Wednesday I did a live stream from the hackerspace and showed how not saying I'm doing it right, but this is how I do it. Apply heatsink compound to a computer, and it's funny because I went and bought a motherboard specifically that didn't look like it was from 1983 because the ones I have here are like super old, and I'm like, I just want something newer looking. And picked up this one dirt cheap, and when I took it, I took off the heatsink unit off the CPU, there was no compound. It was as bare as a bone. So, but sometime this week.
Here's what you don't do, folks.
Yeah, right.
Here's how you don't do it.
The Goofus and Gallant approach.
Yes.
So it's a very controversial topic. It's like how much compound you put in an X, you put in a circle.
Yeah.
It's like pulling off surface mount capacitors. You rip them off, use heat to.
And that's why I said at the beginning of my stream, I'm like, this is how I do it. If you don't agree with me, I don't care.
Okay.
Because
Well,
seriously,
I mean-
I don't want to hear the people going, "Oh my god, I watched this video and they do it this way and they don't do this," and I'm like, I don't care.
Yeah.
It's the way I do it.
Okay.
Well, Trina, it was a little shocking that you used the Peter North method for heatsink compound application.
No.
It seems a little
Yeah.
messy, but I mean, if it works for you, it's fine.
And I just spread it with my finger. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
She's a caulking gun.
talking kind of.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I did that. I don't know what I'm going to tackle next. I might actually get into kind of tools to use to test your computer components. Because I think that's kind of where I'm at because I've already talked about like drives, making sure you're backing up. Doesn't matter, as I said in the talk, it doesn't matter if it's a M.2, a 2.5 SSD, or a spinning drive, they're going to die. It's just a matter of when. So make sure you're backing up. And
Back up your shiz.
And then I also talked about the next one was dust out your computer, dust out your fans, take the bottom off your laptop every 6 months to a year. And the nice part was just like the Tuesday before the talk, because they're every Wednesday, somebody came in with this absolutely caked computer fan.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway.
But yeah, and then this one was to make sure to repaste or paste if you're building new. So I don't kind of know where to go from there besides start testing your components. So that's,
I think, yeah.
I mean, if anybody has a thought of what else I should recommend to maintain your computer.
Yeah,
I would say
it's
anything
diagnostic.
that's able to be purchased off of the online store at jcm-1.com or at 8bitstuff.com. Both of
Right.
those websites, you can't go wrong.
However, I'm the old fart in the group, so
What?
everybody
You
else
knew
is
that.
Old fart ball.
old fart.
You want to hear about your bowel problems, okay? Okay, lady, okay. Okay.
Oldies.
I'm the oldest in the group.
No, I mean in the hackerspace.
Oh,
okay. Well,
right.
Yeah, that one.
yeah, I don't play with 12-year-olds, no. So what's the average age in the hacker group? 21?
Mid 20s.
Oh,
Yeah, I know.
Lisa, I'm coming for you.
Oh, it's Wheezy. Wheezy.
But then I start talking about like back in the days of DOS, and they just look at me like, okay, old timer, that's great. Yeah, keep
You mean
rambling.
like XP.
They're like, okay, Grandma, let's get you to bed.
Yeah, right.
Let's go to the old man's house.
We're gonna have to go ahead and edit the auto exec bat. No, that's fine, Grandma. Just
It's
straight
like-
to
it's
bed.
like-
Straight to
Yeah.
bed.
They're like, MP3s. What are those?
Yeah, so I remember burning my songs to a CD and then playing them on like a CD player
and
at work.
They're like, we
What's
don't know
a
what any
shame?
of that is.
Yeah, right.
Those were all in the trash before we were born.
Hmm. Actually, it's funny. So somebody sent me a photo of a like CD radio that that was popular early 2000s, had that 2000s aesthetic. The current bid with 3 days ago was $450 on eBay.
Wow.
I'm like, for F's sakes, I could buy it for like $50 too back in the day from Zellers. And I know you Americans don't know what Zellers is, but
I know what Zellers is.
We don't want to know.
God, can't believe.
It's like Walmart but tinier.
Yeah.
or actually, Rudy would get this reference. Woolco.
Well, Woolworth.
We get it too,
Woolworth,
but down
yeah.
here we call it Uncle Tupelo. Sorry, that's maybe a 90s
Midwestern
band
joke.
reference there. So
I have
Ben
no idea.
Franklin,
Kmart, yeah. Remember going to Kmart as a kid?
Ames, Hills.
Grandpa
Circle?
John's, sure. Shopco, why not?
Shopco.
Stop and
dad-
Shop.
My dad worked construction,
Venture?
and Woolco sold $3 watches. And because he worked bricklaying, he just bought these $3 watches because he didn't care when he was working, And then he used to, half the time, he would go to wash his hands, forget to take the watch off. And of course, it was one of these digital things, and it would fizzle out. And there is in a lot of walls, in places that he's built, watches of his. So they
Just
are tearing down
disappeared
these.
into the wall.
Yeah, he just was like, oh,
Bye,
into
Rudy.
the wall it goes. Yeah. So one of these days, I want to go through Halifax and start tearing down these buildings so I can get all those watches.
Nice.
Nice.
Cool.
All righty. Joe.
Is it my turn?
Yeah.
Why not?
So yeah. Hi everybody, it's Joe. It's been crazy, as you all know, in Joe world. Been spending most of my time just getting crap done. Stuff with product launches, working with vendors. A lot of my day work is spent on my day job, which is doing IT work. And then I've been, working with Ron on a lot of things. We just got off K-Fest.
Yeah.
I had to replace a blown out tire today on a car, and just it's been nuts. A lot of backed up projects for folks. I got to repair this board for somebody, and I've got to finish getting the Diamond Track Star, which hopefully I'll get the boards early next week. I've got the A2 Pico that I got to get on. Just this stuff. There's stuff. The biggest change in Joe Land recently, and I've talked about it a couple times, but the biggest status update is, the room next door. Ron, unfortunately, is being evicted. What he doesn't realize yet, and I'm announcing it now, is that on the 13th, I'm having some guys come over to remove all of the old furniture. So the next time you see Ron, he may have to be standing.
Yeah.
So, we'll see.
The outside.
Joe, is all that furniture going to Trina?
Sure.
Yeah.
No,
As long as it's gone, he doesn't care.
Yeah, no. So the room next door, it's a family room, basically, that we have not used in almost a decade. We've lived here for a decade and a year. It's just been sitting there doing nothing. And so we're getting rid of the furniture suite in there. I contacted the local Habitat for Humanity, and I'm donating that to them so it can go to a family who can actually use it. And then I'm going to repurpose that space. There's a kind of doorway here that's not a door. I'm going to actually make that a door so I can walk straight through this wall right here, and I can move all of, my actual computer storage and stuff, my long-term storage stuff I don't have to get to all the time, right through that door. So it's close, it's right there, but it's over there, and that will free up literally all of this space again, so that I can set it up as an actual business operation in a lab. So I can have a more bench space for working on computers or for setting projects I'm working on instead of them being piled up on the floor here. I will have a little more room for my computer workstation here, which will free up this part of my desk to be more actual shop space or whatever. And then I'll be able to get rid of the shipping station. It will no longer be the washer and dryer. It will be like an actual shipping station with shelves and my shipping or my boxes and materials won't be laying in piles on the floor over there.
Joe, the floor of Joe's basement has a very specific sound, and that sound is
yes.
If you try to move around and you step on things.
Yes.
If you have a larger than a size 11 shoe, you just can't even go down there. He gives you special shoes that have like a little coffee can.
Is it the Doritos floor?
Yeah. It reduces your literal footprint. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So Joe, are you putting in new shelving like racks like you have behind you there?
Yeah. I already have several in boxes ready to be built to put next door, but I can't build them because the furniture's in the way. So I've got to rearrange some stuff and get the furniture out. Then I can build the shelves. Then I can move the stuff over. I got to put the hole in the door, in the wall, and all of that stuff too.
So that other room is already built, right? Like it's got drywall and all that stuff.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to see. You can't really see it, but
right
beyond that computer there's a hole in the wall that is stuffed with a door. And on this side, in the space where there would be cinder block, there are shelves.
Oh, okay.
Little shelves, and it's only like that deep, right? Yeah. So what I need to do is just pop through on the other side. On the other side, there's no drywall in that room. It's wood paneling. This is what makes that room considered to be unfinished, because there's not drywall on the wall. It's paneling. Mm-hmm. Apparently, that lets me get a tax write-off on my tax.
Because it's not quote finished. Like drywall costs more.
Yes, it's the same here. If you put drywall up, even if you have no plumbing, just drywall is considered finished. You pay more taxes.
That's why a lot of people in the U.S., their garage is still wood paneling to this day. It might be drywall, but it's not painted. Or has heating, air, that kind of stuff.
Right. So anyway, but yeah, I'll be able to pop that through the door here that opens this way. I can put it on the other side and make it open into the other side, and just little things like that. But yeah, that'll greatly improve my productivity capabilities here. I'll have actual room to move around. My bench will become an actual workbench and not, as you can see, a storage space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bless you.
Sorry. So yeah, that's
what Ron did. Ron did if you look behind Ron there, he did an excellent job with that shelving. Mm-hmm. If you have things organized, it's fantastic because you can have access.
But now the disappointing part is that all that organization right out the window because Joe's like, time to get in.
No, I'm taking Ron's furniture out and Ron out, but his collection stays.
Oh, okay.
What Joe doesn't know.
Yeah.
For the last 6 months, I've actually been tunneling into the backyard, and I've just moved everything another 60 feet the other direction. It's like getting on the Haunted Mansion at Disney. You go in the main building area, and then you go down a long hallway because it's actually taking you across the park to where the actual ride building is. So that's it. So I have a ghost host set up at the front that should exploit Joe's fear of the undead, so that way that he'll stay in his area, and then from now on I'll just stay in my
area. I know nothing about projects taking up desk space. Yes, Steve.
And also, Steve knows nothing about not having any foot room at all on his floor.
Steve doesn't know that. No.
Steve's basement, they had a leak down there the other day. All his Style Raider cartridges exploded at once, so it's pretty messy.
Yes. Cool. So, does anybody have any cool? Yeah, there you go.
Hold on,
Does any-
hold on for a second. Hold on. I'm changing cameras. Now this feels like it's a challenge.
Yes, let's derail the whole show. Go for
Yeah,
it.
we're gonna
Yeah,
do the whole
exactly.
show. Okay. See.
We can
Yeah,
still
we
see
cannot
that.
see the floor.
Yeah,
We
that's
can
great.
still see
No
that.
floor.
See, look,
There's
look,
lava.
see,
I don't
foot
see.
room. See,
We
foot
cut
room.
live directly to the set of Blair Witch Project.
Yeah.
See, look, Steve. You can see floor.
Hey,
Yes.
Steve has free ankle ink, so you know.
Yeah, I know. That's pretty nice.
All right, I'll change back. I just had to do that.
Now that we can see your address on that box.
Yeah, great.
And
Way to
another
dox
one.
yourself. Thank God
Oh.
no one goes to Canada.
Actually, I don't care because it's my old address. So go ahead, go to the address.
Steve's basement expansion project. Save a printer.
He got Sarah McLachlan to come and do like a video for it. Gonna rehome all those image writers.
Of an angel. Anyway, yeah. So, does anybody have any cool recent gets they want to talk about? We're a little long on show, so
Yes.
let's not take up too much more time.
Yes.
Anybody got cool toys
Yes.
they got?
Yes.
Go, Trina.
Yes.
I actually have one. So, a while ago, I had found somebody was selling the same make, Arm Tech, I think it is, of microscope that like Steve has and
Mm-hmm.
Bruce has, and I think you have, Joe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And you
Keep
got
going.
And so they were selling it for. It was not the high end version that Steve has, but they were selling it for half price. And I double checked it on Amazon, and yes, in fact, it was half price, because some people are basing their price from 10 years ago. So I'm like, is it legit? So,
Sorry. I'm laughing at Ryan's thing.
yeah, I
Continue.
see that. Yeah. So I posted it up in the one of the discords, and I said, in the buy, sell, and trade section, and I said, is this worth the bang for the buck? And I specified this is what it's selling for in Canada, new. Because I wanted to say that yes, legitimately this is what it's selling for, and he's selling it at half price. So about half an hour later, I get a private message from Ron and mine's great friend Gutbomb,
Mhm.
who is like, I use this thing. Here's what I use. It works great. I highly recommend it for as a microscope, and also I recommend getting the arm. Now, when I went to the site and I compared to the .com to the .ca for Amazon prices, the scope itself was only $20 difference from what I was seeing. Gutbomb was able to get it cheaper because he's in the States, so they had a better deal for people that are legitimately in the States for it.
Yeah.
But the arm on Amazon.com was $30. On Amazon.ca was $75.
Yeah.
Like
That's
$45 in the difference.
They're pre-shipping. They're pre-charging you the shipping that it costs to get it into the country.
Right.
Yeah, it must be, yeah. So what did I recently get is, and I actually, so it's been sitting here for a month and I haven't done anything. And then today I'm like, I needed to start looking at processors, and my eyes are getting bad. So I'm like, I'm going to set this up. So I set up the little microscope. And in fact,
let's
I
get
have
big.
it charged. So it's a Tom Love.
Oh, that works well.
And you can see here, ta-da, there's the process. Sorry, let me bring the camera a little bit so you can see. That's as close as I'm going to get it. But yeah, it's not as faded out as it looks on the screen. But yeah, I can see that it says Pentium 4, 3.20 gigahertz, blah, 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 blah. So I can see all the information on it.
Mhm.
So yes, I owe, as I said on Dave's stream today, I owe Gutbomb a huge thank you for suggesting this, because this has made my life significantly easier to see things.
That's all great.
The older we get, the lesser eyes wear.
What's the make and model?
Yeah.
It is a Tom Love.
Okay.
I don't know. I didn't order it, so I don't have any records of it.
But it's got stuff written on it. It's no doubt.
Tom Love, TOMLOV,
Okay.
all one word.
That sounds a little kinky, but
On
anyway.
number.
Tom Love, let's get together and solder boards. No.
Trina, does the monitor itself on the back have an HDMI out?
Hold on. Let me turn on.
Because some of the screens I saw have an HDMI out, which is great.
Barbara loves it.
You can plug it in through a capture device, and
Yeah, you can put this. I know you can put this out to a monitor. So yeah,
that's really cool. Yeah.
yeah. I don't know where it is, but yeah.
If you decide you want to record,
Oh, no HDMI out, but it does act as a USB webcam. That was it.
Yep.
There you go. So I knew there was a way you can actually put it to a monitor.
Well, that way you can then just import it in through OBS, and then if you want to.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
cool.
It's been really great today. I've been using it. I've been finding that I've been actually labeling things wrong. So I'm like, oh, it's not an 88, it's 00. Hey, Tom.
I think part of the problem is that Intel chip does not belong in the Apple IIe. So you got to figure that part out first.
My question, that Tom Love, is it a Romulan, like Tomahawk?
Yes, it is. Yes, that's why I was very specifically told to buy it.
Cool.
It used to be called Tomahawk.
But I also do want to quickly show something that I want to share some puppies that came up on Blue Sky. A puppy.
Turn your safe filter back on, Trina.
I'll just do the entire screen. Screw it. Do this. Da-da-da-da. All right, let Joe add me. Hi, everybody.
Layers.
And there's the puppy dog. It's available for adoption in Florida.
Oh, I'm there.
Javier, go.
Look at that dog. Look at that puppy. Where is it? It is in Largo, Florida.
Oh, just about 5 hours from me.
That's right. Florida is as long as the country is wide. That's right.
Yep.
Yeah. America's wang.
So I can't thank Gutbomb enough for recommending this. I had to charge it today because it has an internal battery. And surprise, after sitting around for a month plus, it died. But it just had battery low. So, it just uses USB-C. So I just plugged it into a USB-C regular charger that you would use for your cell phone. And
cool.
Charged it.
Awesome.
Anybody else get any other cool toys?
Yeah, I got something neat. But go ahead, Rudy.
Let Rudy go first.
Okay, Ron, you said first. I just did my hand.
And then I said, please, Rudy, is this being your show?
A cool thing I got this week, I got some parts for this Commodore Super Pet I'm working on, which is driving me crazy. But the really cool thing I got was this.
Oh,
this is so cool. I'm so excited.
I went to Ron's computer videos and all I got was this rash.
Yeah. Listen, but it was a lot of fun getting that rash. So.
You know it.
Is that from when you were showering together with the same soap?
Hey, you know,
Kansas says
no, but we were never in the same time.
Bonding.
Bonding, is that what it's called? Yeah.
Oh, and then I got my 2 Pico boards.
Neat.
And finally, so I'm going to be working on this. I'm going to be ordering. So, Ron, tell us when version 1 or version 2 will be available.
Oh, it's available right now. There's one in the store, and then there'll be like another 80 of them in the store as soon as China Post gets off their butt and gets the package here.
Okay, because I definitely would like to get a second, actually probably buy more than one, but
yeah,
I would like to get a Mac working and a BBC Micro working, so I think it's really cool.
Absolutely.
We have no quantity limitations on the website, but we do ask, please don't order like 80 of them all at once.
Yeah, it makes it tough.
Yeah.
So you don't have negative numbers right now, right, Joe?
No, my website doesn't allow back orders.
Well, Javier's site does.
I am the only one.
That's right.
Allow back orders because I'm a nice person.
That's all the guts I got. All the gets I got.
Ron, it's your turn.
Sure, why not?
Do it, Run.
Give me 1 second. I've got to kill some audio and things like that. But
Kill him. Kill him softly.
present, share screen, window. There we go. I actually made a video of some of the neat things that I picked up
Oh,
at
right.
K-Fest this year.
Mhm.
This year at K-Fest was very much the year of documentation, but there was a lot of neat stuff, including a lot of sales materials. And sometimes that stuff just gets lost to history. But like this little box that I'm fumbling trying to get to the VHS tape, it's basically sort of it's a product demonstration for Claris for retailers that want to elsewhere. So, but yeah, there was a lot of stuff in here, a lot of cool books like these Wheels for the Mind, which are kind of like catalogs for colleges that list there's technical article stuff in there. There's also basically like patch notes, things like that for developers. So these were just kind of a way for people that did not spend their entire life on Usenet or on things, kind of like how people talked back in the day. It was a way that you could kind of get that information. Plus, I thought that this was kind of a funny picture there.
For a
Yeah.
second,
Was that Burl Smith?
I thought that was
No,
Weird
that was Bill
Al.
Atkinson.
Yeah.
I think that was Bill Atkinson.
It's Bill.
It was Bill Atkinson, yeah.
But I picked up, there was some stuff in the garage giveaway. Like there is a Thunderscan, which they had a Mac version. And then they also had for like the 128K, 512K. And then they also had a version that was just the box only for the 2GS. But the boxes are really neat. And so I definitely picked those up. But what I thought was kind of funny is that there is an enhanced version of the Thunderscan, which is basically it's a little mechanism that fits inside your image writer printer and uses the stepper motor in there to move a little black and white scanning element back and forth. Back in the days when scanners were so insanely expensive, that this really opened it up where anybody could scan documents at their house if you already had made an investment in the image writer. But what I thought was really funny about this is it says the new enhanced version works with the laser writer. How? Like it's just a weird. I'm sure what they mean is that yes, it works with the image writer or the laser writer that you can print your scans on that. But it was just kind of funny. But basically, I just went through. There was a ton of different stuff. I also wanted to show the nightmare fuel that is the 2GS version of the like. I'm not sure who would scan this or why, but they should just stop. I'm not sure who would scan this photo. Why you want more than one copy of the photo?
And who would ever put Paul Lind into like that kind of makeup to take a picture? I mean, it's just the worst.
I know it's pretty crazy. But picked up lots of.
It's fabulous.
Lots of boxed Apple.
He's a native of my hometown, by the way. Anyway, go ahead.
I love Paul Lind. I watch his Halloween special every year.
Yeah.
Which
Hey,
there really
look,
is one that has it's so old that it has people from the movie Grease. It's got Kiss as the magical act, and then they have people from HR Puffin stuff. So this is from a very specific era of history, but it's worth checking out. But yeah, there was just so much cool documentation and tapes and everything like that. I'm scanning through. Some of the stale stuff was just really, really neat. I'm still going through it. There was even kind of a fun thing that it's going to be tough to pick exactly the frame, but they made these kits for basically explaining the Macintosh Portable. And so there's a sales flyer that actually looks like.
Was that a VHS tape in that kit?
Yeah, it is. It's it looks like the Portable. It's just it's a little flyer. So, but anyway, I got like a ton of that stuff there, and it was a lot of fun to kind of go through. And there were some cards and some other hardware, and there's a video on my channel if you want to watch it all.
because Ron needs 2 million views. Wahaha.
Yeah, I'll
Yep.
get there. I'm only 800,000 away.
Yeah.
Yep.
Rome wasn't built in a day. Just takes time.
Yes. Is it my turn? Can I go?
Mm-hmm.
Your turn.
So I got a lot of cool things at Kansas Fest. Mostly was the graphics tablet, which I talked about on the last retro repair roundup. But the biggest thing that I got at Kansas Fest that I need to thank my wonderful friend Ron for was I
What's
got
that
my
brush?
own thingamab. Hey, yes. Anyway,
It's clearing up.
yeah, I got my own thingamaboop button. So now I can press it, and when I press it, it does this.
Oh, do you sell them, Joe? Your site?
No, actually, it doesn't do that. It makes a honk, a boing song sound. Actually, I took this apart earlier in the week because it was misbehaving, and I found that it has 4 different settings, and you can move a little jumper, and it like makes like bell sounds and like aruga sounds and stuff like that. Very interesting. But what I want to do is I want to hack like a little Raspberry Pi Pico into this. And somehow connect it to my PC so that when I press this, it actually does play Thingamaboop. And then I can mount it up here. And when anybody's like, whatever, I can just be like, and do the thing. So, yes. Especially for Rudy, who for some reason, Thingamaboop always gets his goat. I don't know why. It's funny, but it's not that funny.
I'll be watching a video and then Joe does it, and I'm laughing. It's my wife's going, "What's going on?" And I said, "Thingamaboob," and she's going, "Oh, you're a thingamaboob," and walks away. And I just lose it.
So anyway, but the other cool toy that I got, which is I don't, how can I say, I don't splurge on fun stuff for myself that often, but I did want to splurge on one thing, and that is this Unify. It's not retro, but it's a Unify a doorbell camera. I ran into an issue about a month or two ago where I had to order some product for my day job, and it was expensive computer stuff. And they were like, you can't just have us put it on your porch. You've got to sign for it. So I made sure I was home that day, and all of the stuff. And they came by the house and they rang the doorbell, and I didn't hear the doorbell because I was down here and the furnace was on or whatever. And so I didn't get the product when I needed to get it to be able to go install it the next day and whatever. So I decided to get one of these little doorbells. It's like a Ring doorbell type of thing, but because it uses Unify, all of the information and data is stored locally here on my Dream Machine Pro. So it's not in the cloud. Nice. It's only here in the house. Nice. But I can use an app on my phone, and my app will go bing, bing. And then like, if I don't hear it up there, my phone down here will go off and I'll know somebody's at the door. So that's my little toy that I got. Yeah, I'm not trying to advertise for Unify, but I've been using Unify for like 15 years, and their stuff just freaking works. So
and it has a camera, does it, in it as well?
Yes, it has 2 cameras. It's got a top camera here.
Okay.
So for face. And it's also got a small one here, so it sees underneath it. So if somebody puts something down low, cool. People can't hide, or it's called a package camera. It's got a little light here. But
and what is that? What is the thingamajig below the button?
What, this right here?
No.
This? It's a little welcome screen. It says like welcome or hello. I think you can like send messages on it, or you might be able to actually like FaceTime with it, and somebody can see you. I haven't dug into that detail too much yet, but it's a little nice. Welcome screen. Yeah, it connects via Wi-Fi, and then you power it. You power it via the bell circuit that you already have. So
Gutbaum would like to. He said that he trusts your judgment on everything. What shampoo do you use?
I use the cheapest anti-dandruff shampoo that I can possibly find.
Okay, so real K-Fest story. When I got there, I realized I had forgotten some things at home, and so I was like, I need to run to Walmart real fast. But it was really late, and Walmart was trying to close, and so I got back and I was like, Joe, I've just been running and traveling all day. Can I borrow, like, you've got soap and stuff and all that. Can I just borrow some of your, like, like it's all in, it's like going to a hotel. It's all in like little jugs. And so I was like, can I borrow some of your like shampoo and body soap and stuff like that? And he goes, oh yeah, it's in there. And I go in there, it's one bottle for everything. Like Joe uses like one of those 15-in-1 men's products where it's shampoo, conditioner, body wash, toothpaste, ball
Car wash.
wax, floor wax, dessert topping. It's
Deodorant.
everything in one bottle. And then I went back to the store and I bought like unique things for all that. And Joe still has them. He's running to go get them.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, all his scent was like 90s Walmart. And
There you go.
I bought like the $8 showers. It's pretty good. It smells amazing. So.
All I can say is, yeah, the stuff that I use, I do use at home. I do use a separate shampoo and body wash. But yeah, the stuff that I use at home is like $1.99 for a bottle that big. Yeah, I'm cheap. I am extremely cheap. What is wrong with my camera?
The camera is also
You
cheap.
got hazy.
There we go. Yay!
Oh, I forgot. Can I share the cool other thing that I got? I completely forgot about this. I just wanted to show
We
it
have
off.
4 minutes. Go.
Okay. I got this really cool thing. I reached out to Mark from Mac Effects and I said, "Hey, do you have any like factory second clear cases or anything that came back for like customer issues or something like that?" And he goes, "I might have one or something." And so so he did have one. And it's a little hazy, but you can do like, the flame treatment on it and kind of revive it. And so he's like, "Yeah, if you wanna give it a go-see, go ahead and give it a try." So yeah, so he sent me I just needed a clear back case for a project I'm working on. And so no, that was really, really nice that he did that.
It's awesome.
And then I forgot about something else that I got because I just unboxed it today. A while back, my good friend Javier, one of the last nice guys, found there was a guy in Florida that was basically just giving away a large form or like the letter quality image writer too, which is also like a wide carriage printer. They're kind of rare these days because businesses had them and then they just threw them away when they were done. So you can't hardly find them. But I found somebody locally that was, or localish, that also had a ImageWriter 1 version, which I think they just call like the ImageWriter 15-inch or something. It's got a bunch of different names. Apple marketed a couple of different ways until they just finally just took it off the market. But I have both of them now. So I have two giant boat anchor printers. Giving Steve a run for his money with all of that.
Yeah.
So you're saying is when the Mississippi floods, your house won't float away?
No,
Right.
it's already underwater now. It's Image Writers has already shrunk everything. So. Yeah. Image Writer wide carriage.
Yeah.
So Image Writer 1, Image Writer 2 now. So very slowly getting together a collection of Image Writer stuff.
Caution, wide load.
Yeah.
So what really scares me is that Sloopy has admitted to getting Irish Spring used for cheap.
Mm-hmm.
And he get it from the prison, the local prison.
Hey, 3D6 is right. If a shampoo can't handle 6 punches, does it really clean? I use mine in my ultrasonic cleaner to clean boards. Cleans boards, or acts as shampoo. Hey, whatever.
Soap is soap.
It's true. And honestly, that solid like soap like that, there's nothing stopping you from just like taking off the outside layer and now it's good to go again. It's not like it's porous that like whatever was happening previously, because that's like the whole thing with like charities that recycle soap and stuff from hotels to give to like people that are in need.
Right.
So they just take them and just like crush them up and re-extrude it and make new soap.
Make new ones, yeah.
So, but even that, it's kind of changed because hotels moving away from bar soap and stuff and going to liquid soap.
Yeah.
Those charities have changed their operation to like basically sanitize, clean the soap, liquid soap that comes from, and liquid conditioner and things like that come from hotels, and repurpose it so it lives on another life, helping people out.
Cool. That's a very interesting end to our show. It
Yeah.
started about Rudy and his awesome retro intel and ended talking about soap.
The only problem with soap, liquid soap, is one thing: you can't put a rope on it.
No, you can soak it. You can soak it into the rope, though,
Oh, I see.
and then you can do the whole. That's
Oh,
Okay.
there's an image for the end of the show. Thanks
Yeah.
everyone for tuning in.
Yeah.
Anyway, well, that has been our show for tonight. It has been super awesome, especially to have a co-founder of our show, Rudy, here again.
Yeah. I'm glad Rudy's back with all his fun things, all his fun toys.
I am
you so
so
much Let me
so
be on the
glad
show
you're
again,
back.
and look out for all this fun stuff coming to someplace near you.
Cool beans.
You're awesome.
And that's it for tonight's show. Let's do a quick run around to ask where everybody can find everybody. Rudy, where can people find you?
You can find me on the YouTubes, rudysretrointel.com, and if not, I'm on the Discord. I don't have my own server, but I'm around here and there and everywhere else. That's it.
Javier, what are you doing with your chest? Do
I
we
am
want to know?
showing my 8-bit
His 8-bit TTs.
Yeah.
8-bit.
Since you've just upstood everybody, you go next. We'll get it out of your system. Where can we find you?
8-bit. 8-bit. 8-bit.
Actually,
But
it says 8-bit stuff.
Oh, yeah. 8-bit stuff.
It's terrible.
Have another cerveza.
Yeah, that.
Poor
I blame it
Javier.
on the tequila.
You need to forgive him. His first language is not English, so he has to translate everything in his head
My
from
first
Spanish.
language is tequila.
Yeah, you don't know how smart Javier is in Spanish, folks.
I translate too. My first language
Yes.
is not English. I translate too, but Javier does it best.
Hell yeah. Tequila helps.
Hell yeah.
That's it.
Trina, where can people find you?
People can find me here on YouTube, Trina's Technobabble, and I've actually had kind of a spur of subscribers, so nice. You can also find me at my website, which has all the linkamadoodles to other sites, trinastech.com, and that takes you to everywhere else you can find me.
Cool. But it's not techwars.com like that bad Bill Shatner thing.
No.
Maybe.
Tech War. God.
What is it with you Americans and having to have the war stuck in everything?
It's no, it's William Shatner. Like that's his book series, Tech War.
Oh, yeah.
We didn't do it. We're not claiming any responsibility for Bill Shatner. That's you.
Yeah, that's all
Yeah,
on you.
No. We think he's Quebec, so
He's Canadian.
So you've disowned him like Justin Bieber. Got it.
Exactly.
Oh.
Yes.
And Celine Dion. Okay. Ron, where can people find you, buddy?
Hi, gang. If you're interested to see what's going on, I would like to invite you to something that Joe forgot to mention earlier, which is this coming Wednesday.
I was going to mention it on my segment, but go
Okay.
ahead, Ron.
Well,
Anyway,
I thought you were going to do that earlier, but anyway, I encourage you to look forward to what Joe is about to tell you about here in just a minute. But if you're interested in what I'm working on, when I'm not appearing on things with Joe, you can check me out at ronscompvids.com. And thank you.
cool. Thank you, Ron.
Yo.
And last, and certainly very, very, very much least, hi, everybody. I'm Joe, and I
Hi,
run
Joe.
a little thing called Joe's Computer Museum. You can find me at jcm-1.com, on Retro Repair Roundup, on Dave's Vintage Apple Tech, usually every Sunday. And also, there's a big thing happening Wednesday. I've been a little bit coy with some details about what's going on in Joe World tonight because I want to build up a little suspense for this Wednesday. On my YouTube channel, Joe's Computer Museum, here on YouTube, I'm actually having a stream and making content. Oh my gosh, it's the end of the world. I'll be explaining a little bit why I haven't been around to make content on YouTube as much during that stream. But the primary point of that stream is it's going to be a vendor highlight stream. I have been working with a lot of really cool people in the 8-bit, 16-bit retro community for many years now. I sell a lot of their stuff on my website, and I want to highlight what they all do. We've got Ron, we've got Rudy, we've got Ian of Pico Gus, we've got Frodo Jedi and Sloopy of whatever they want to call their collaboration. I've got Bob Darlington. I've got Oliver Schmidt. I've got lots of cool people I worked with over the years who have trusted me to market their products for them so that they don't have to do that. I do all the silly logistical stuff, and they can spend their time focused on making cool things. So we're going to go through all of those awesome projects on Wednesday, and to let everybody know what's going on in Joe Land and in the land of all of these cool people and their projects. Cool. I do want to make sure that we give Ron special thanks for coming up with this idea. He's like, hey, Joe, how about we do this? And I'm like, yes, thank you, creative person. So
that's a great idea.
We're going to be doing that on this Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern. So,
I think more channels should absolutely do things like that because, again, I think people are very afraid to promote the fun things that they're working on. But guess what? The only people that are coming anyway to hear about what you're doing are people that want to hear what you're doing.
Yep.
And so there's no shame. I joke about the shameless self-promotion all the time, but it's like you have to be your own biggest cheerleader, and you need other people to know what you're doing so they can be excited about your stuff and help support you. And then in turn, you can turn around and help support them. So yeah, you just got to get out there and do it.
Absolutely.
Just do it.
Yes. Mm-hmm. So that's what's going on. So if you want to stop by my channel and watch all that while we promote stuff, we are going to do the thing. So
it's like somebody once told me when I was talking about my business, and I said I got to go home and do a bunch of things, and they said, I was once told, if you're not busy hustling, you ain't making any money.
The more you tell, the more you sell.
Exactly.
Yep.
Same idea.
Yep. Cool. Noodles. So yeah, that's what we're doing. And this will also be an opportunity for those who are curious about my weird, wacky little business model that I have going for Vintage Retro Tech. Hey, I got both of the buzzwords, Vintage Retro Tech, in there. This will be your opportunity to kind of see how I do things. And so if you've got something that you want to develop, One Bit Fever Dreams, that's another one that's going to be coming up soon. Mm-hmm. If you want to see how you might be able to get this cool dream product of yours out there in the wild, come by, watch the stream, hang out in the chat, ask questions, and we can do the thing. So
yeah,
absolutely. Cool. Well, this has been Retro Repair Roundup for this Sunday. Again, I thank everybody who stopped by to watch us wax idiotic or nostalgic or retro or whatever it might be. I want to thank Rudy again for taking a time out of his insanely busy schedule to actually hang out with us. I know you don't have a lot of time, Rudy, but I do appreciate that you were able to hang out with us.
My pleasure. I always love coming back to the show.
Yeah, Rudy.
You're always welcome, sir. Always welcome.
Great hosts and great people in the chat every time.
Yeah. Remember to hit like and subscribe and do all of that magic. And remember that our next show will be on Sunday the 18th, as long as something doesn't blow up and explode. Who's our next guest? I don't know. We only figured out Rudy was going to be the best
I know who it is.
This morning. So who is it?
I know who it is. It's Amiga Bill. He's going to come
yes.
Yep. He's going to come and he's going to tell us all about the latest, greatest stuff that's happening in the Amiga community. He's going to share some information about his channel, some of his Twitch stream stuff, talk about shows coming up that he'll be at, and just kind of promote all things Amiga.
That's awesome. That is awesome. Thank you, Ron. Did you put that one together?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Good. Thank you, Ron, for doing my job.
Ron.
I appreciate that.
Actually, thanks for doing my job that I was doing for a bit.
Yeah,
so, yay.
It's okay. You had stuff going on, and sometimes it's like it's fresh ideas and all that. And
exactly.
There's nothing stopping anybody from throwing in and coming up with guests or
Javier.
Yeah. Javier gets good people, but unfortunately they're in the Eastern Hemisphere, and it's really tough to kind of lock them down on scheduling.
Yeah, when's our show happen? 3 p.m.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, it's all good. All right. Well, that's all we got for tonight. Thank you all for stopping by, and have a great evening, everybody. Bye. Let's see how long it takes this time. Let's spin. Is it